Alright, so third time's a charm. The coast of Georgia is a really interesting place. The Maritime is a really interesting place because you get to see the geomorphology happening in succession happening right there. It's a pretty recent thing. It goes and you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it, you can see, you can touch it, and you get to see a lot. There's a high diversity of life. There's a high diversity of plants and animals. We got to see get access to some really cool areas, including the marsh, saltwater marsh. Got to check that out. Some of the dunes we got to see are pretty interesting. And of course the Sea Turtle Center. I mean, how could you go wrong with that? Seeing some sea turtles and seeing all the work that they put into doing to save the sea turtles and some of the conservation efforts that they have. But also, personally, on a personal note, Jekyll Island holds a very special place in my heart. I spent so much time there and so much time on the coast, and hopefully my graduate studies will take me there. But anyway, here is a kind of a compilation of the videos that I took while we were down there. So enjoy. Hey everybody, so good morning. It is 9 a.m. Beautiful day out here on Jekyll. We're down here at the 4-H Center, and oh, backlit. There we go. Got a nice ocean breeze. It's like 70 some degrees out here. Really pretty out here today on the south end of the island. We're going to be going down the boardwalk, down over that way. Beach morning glory. That one has a grasshopper.
Oh, nice.
There it goes. Through the dunes. Ghost crab.
Ghost crab. He's the one that's...
Ghost crab burrow. It's got crab tracks coming in and out. That way.
We're coming up on the beach.
Because of the wind, but they're looking south right now. Well, actually, that's looking due south. But Cumberland Island, right over here, that goes all along right there. That's the mainland over there. This is all a tidal estuary. This comes through between the two islands, and the tide is coming in, and the wind is pretty strong. So it's kind of looks pretty choppy out there, pretty rough. So. But here on the beach, you'll notice these, well, hopefully you can hear me, you can see these runnels going along, like Kaylin's standing in, and they go all the way up and down, kind of little birds. They've got a black head, kind of a white ring around them, brown backs, white underbellies. Looks like two little ones with maybe their mom or something. I'm gonna follow them down the beach. There's another one. Hello there, fella. Hermit crab. Little hermit crabs. This is a speckled crab. It's a little guy, dead, of course, obviously, but mostly an aquatic crab. You'll notice that he has fins, flippers. Well, you know, a little flipper thing. So if we're going around versus like a terrestrial crab, like a ghost crab, that would have, you know, not have these. Dead ghost crab.
That's about as big as...
Whew, stinky ghost crab. But you notice how he has, you know, just regular legs. He has regular legs for walking on land. Very terrestrial, these crabs. They don't really go into the water at all. There goes a pelican doing his thing. Sure. Okay, so this is Dr. Edwards' video. Notice the sea breeze is blowing from this way across. Notice everybody's hair. Look at Craig. Craig, just stand right there. I'm watching the wind blow through your hair. But notice that it's all moving inland. So the sea breeze is just constantly blowing, just constant that way. Which actually the ocean is this way, so really I'm directly in the wind. Well, now you can't hear me, but now I'm directly in the wind. You will notice that right now, I mean, the tide is low, but it's coming in. And notice the difference between the two, the difference in area. The rack is really high. Check out that group of pelicans right there flying low, checking out the water, see if they see anything. Look at those guys. They are just barely skimming the water. They're almost touching. Turns.
There's a mix of terns and laughing gulls, aren't they? So that first one that's flying, that's a laughing gull. And then those are mostly terns, but that was a laughing gull.
Really pretty birds.
That big orange beak, is that part of it?
Got,
but even with it, you can see this stuff out in the front.
knot grass.
It's been getting buried by sand that's been blowing.
There's knot grass.
And it's
grows
cool.
here.
It looks
Early
like
successional.
And these guys are okay.
Here on the beach, or here on the foredune. So those guys are right there. Yeah, a little bit different from the yucca we saw before. A little bit darker. It's kind of stripy. Good old Spartina patens.
Right?
It's coming in here, that stuff. Right there.
Not Spartina alterniflora, you won't find that here. Okay.
So we've got some sea oats over here. That's these tall guys right here. Not these ones up front, but the ones back behind it. So this plant is called beach elder. It's kind of a woody plant. Comes in more established dunes. Really kind of waxy leaves.
Been leaving for a while, then you feel it.
Oh my god.
That plant is beach croton.
So beach croton,
Almost like crouton, but yeah. Beach croton. It's off weird oil. This is pennywort. Pennywort.
Pennywort, or what's the other one? Dollar leaf.
Russian thistle. We got some lipia.
I gotta sneak a peek at its common name.
Got some lipia, which is a little flower. These are all meadow species.
So we're behind. We're in the dune meadow.
These are all dune
Primary
meadow
dune
species.
was out there.
The dune meadows end up setting up after the primary dune, which is on the front part. And the dune meadow is less affected by the wind. It's lower. You notice it's not really moving that much, relatively speaking. This is all the dune meadow.
Alright, so that lippy, I'll give you the...
Dog fennel. Smells pretty nice. They get kind of tall. Yeah, it smells really good. Some other type of thistle here. Sand spur. So after we visited the beach, after we left the beach, we went up to the north side of Jekyll Island and got to go to Driftwood Beach, which is where a lot of the erosion of the island is happening. I gave a talk on the geomorphological processes, coastal geomorphological processes that are going on at Jekyll. I thought it was pretty neat stuff myself. I think the class was kind of interested in it, as much as they could be. And then we ventured into the Maritime Forest. So here's some kind of clips that I got, some of the stuff that I thought was really interesting. and really it's just some of the sights and sounds and some of my just kind of random thoughts as I was walking through, and just some different stuff that I found interesting. So here it is. Cabbage palm. Let's look at the leaves a little bit. No, there's no serrations or anything. And so that's how you tell the difference between the saw palmetto, which will have serrations over here, and the cabbage palm,
and they have this really
which is that same thing, a bigger version of it. Buckthorn. It's got pretty large thorns on it. I thought that's what she said. Yeah, down here. So looks like a yew parlay or what have you. It's related to the grape family, related to muscadines, and I find that in a vine form. That's it over there. Myrtle. Smells pretty good plant. Smells very good. It's going to be found in these kind of successional maritime forest. Just notice the sawtooth on here.
If you look closely at it and you
maritime forest.
Yeah, you can use it to
Typical
saw
maritime
through
forest.
stuff.
I'm
We're
going to
cut our tomato.
up in panorama.
Right? Yeah, I would have cut a tomato. Not well, but. So this is saw palmetto. It's actually sold as a medication, right? Cabbage palm has a smooth edge. That's how you can tell the difference. And cabbage palm grows up to be a tree.
So after we visited the maritime forest, we went over to the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, and it's really fascinating, all the different stuff that they're doing over there. Got to learn a lot about the life cycle of the turtles, some of their habitat, their different things that they do during their life, their feeding habits, the different types of turtles that are on Jekyll and elsewhere. Also got to learn a lot of the stuff that we're doing as human beings that's affecting their life. And we also got to see what all we can do to help out and what they're doing down there to help out, and how in depth what they're doing is, and how much they do to keep track of what's going on, the nesting habits, the all the breeding, and what all goes into making turtles. It's a really good thing that they're doing down there, because one of the things I was kind of skeptical about was that I was like, why is all this effort going into just saving a bunch of turtles? But really, what they're doing, the turtles may be the face of that kind of conservation, but the thing is, the habitat that they're helping save is, that of some other rare animals like the plover, Wilson's plover, and a bunch of other different creatures that really, really need this habitat, and it's really important to preserve it for future generations. So my son can see these guys later on, and hopefully they'll be doing better off than they are now. But yeah, so here's some video that I took over there at the Sea Turtle Center. Just some clips, some things that I thought were interesting, some things that I thought were kind of important. But yeah, here it is. We're at the Sea Turtle Center, the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, and we just went through the little museum. I got my little card here. Whoops, let me. So, yeah, we filled it out. I don't know if you can see the raised stuff, different things that happened to me in my life as a sea turtle, what have you. It's a thing. It's okay thing, but we're about to go into the rehabilitation center and check out some of these turtles that have been rehabilitated.
Welcome to our hospital. This is where we keep all of our patients when they're having an infusion. Of course, they have to go back in the saltwater tank. So
last day we went to the marsh in Brunswick, actually right near the Brunswick Coast Guard Station and the DNR headquarters down there, the Georgia DNR, the Department of Natural Resources. Got to go out and check out the marsh. Got to see the different layers of the marsh. You know, from the tidal creeks all the way up to the salt pans, and got to actually go out on a hammock, which is pretty cool. Got to see an abundance of life, not necessarily a lot of diversity per se, but a lot of life out there. From the periwinkles, which were numbered in the millions, to, I mean, the fiddler crabs, which they were just, you know, blankets of fiddler crabs. I mean, they just moved as one. Kind of reminded me of little bugs, like ants or something. But it was very interesting. Got to see the males versus the female fiddler crabs, and got to see their little hand motion that they do to wave at females. It's kind of a little comical, but very interesting place. So I collected a couple of different videos, different clips of some stuff that I thought was neat or important. So here it is. So we are in Brunswick at the Georgia DNR Coastal Regional Headquarters, also the United States Coast Guard Station Brunswick. We're here going to the Earth Day Trail. Going to check out some saltwater marsh. It's a beautiful day. Nice, of course, nice sea breeze. But of course, it's really kind of hot. Probably in the 80s, but luckily the breeze makes it better. But we're going to go into the salt marsh. We're going to check it out, see the different types of areas within it. You know, the areas that get inundated with the tides, and of course the areas that salt pan, and we're going to be noticing some subtle differences between the areas. And yeah, looking forward to it. Little salt pan over here with little mounds from the fiddler crabs right there. We've got invasive species salt cedar, which is this guy right here. Comes in and starts to shade out things because it's really saltwater tolerant. Pretty cool looking leaves. It's got this really funky bark. Fiddler crabs. Okay, so these are the little periwinkle snails. See over there on the spartina grass, the little white things. Check out the view out here. We've got the salt pan. We've got the back marsh, or the high marsh. Goes out all the way out to, there's some levee out there, just past this black spot. Low marsh, salt pan, high marsh, low marsh, levee. There's
everybody here? Okay, so let me just start. Let me just talk. Okay, so I got everybody? Alright.
Going all the way through all the 6 sections.
Alright. What you're seeing that's different here is look at the ground. We can walk on it. It's sandy. Okay? In the low marsh, if I sent you out on that, you'd have sunk up to your knees, right? And so in this high marsh, we're so high, this does get wet every day, but only for a little while. And so what happens is, every time it gets wet,
this glasswort's a halophyte. It lives over halophyte. It lives here in the salt pan, very salty areas. Cordgrass. Cordgrass is kind of thick, kind of hard leaves.
where we see that transition is
Fiddler crab. Come on, get out of there. There he goes. Right there. Brown. He's got a, whoa, cool.
Very weird head. Get a photo, because I
See
know
if
we
he
got
shrieks
that
again.